Hey, welcome to Area 51. I'm making this video where I'm starting at the end of the video. You know, like those movies where they show you the end and then you see the whole video. Anyways, I'm just adding this part because there was something that I addressed at the very end that I thought it should be addressed right at the beginning. So here we go. This is a mini gorilla, and there is two versions of it. There is a 110 and a 220. Having said that, it's kind of confusing because it's the exact same machine, and the 110 uses 16 amps, and the 220 is between 7 and 8 amps. They basically come with a different plug, and that's what the confusion may happen. I bought this from Lee Valley in Canada, and originally it didn't say whether it was 110 or 220, so when I phoned them up to inquire, they said, well, it's both. And I'm like, well, there is no such a thing as both, because, you know, there is no such a thing as a plug in the wall that can do both. So no, you're wrong. And anyway, subsequently, on the Oneida Air Systems website, it's very well explained, by the way. So, but there is this, so this is a 110 version, and it comes with this type of plug. So understanding that if you have regular plugs, regular 15 amps, that will not work. This machine will constantly trip your breaker. You need like a 20 amp 110 outlet, which looks like this, where it has the sideways T in this side for this flat plug right here. So that fits there. And if your regular 15 amp will be like this one, which is like everything you have in your house. So having said that, you could go to Home Depot and buy that plate over there and install it here, and it will actually fit. But you'll run into all kinds of problems. So do not do that to try to solve the problem. Get an electrician, because it's a different wiring and that outlet. Now, if you bought the 220 version, will come with a plug that fits into this one, which is the ground in two sideways like this. Because it's dark, you probably don't see it, but the plug will look like this one. And if you have both, or you're having to make a choice between installing and thinking that if you bought the 220 because it uses 8 amp, and compared to the other one, to this one that uses 16, that you're gonna save on your energy bill, you're not, because it will only save you amperage, so you can run more things out of your panel. Your electricity supplier charges you by watt, and both machines will use the same wattage. It's just the 220 will require less amps. Having said that, this is how I put this together. Hey, welcome to my shop. I bought a mini gorilla from Oneida Air Systems, and if you're like me that was too lazy to look at the manual and went looking for videos, I didn't find any and had to put it together. So I thought I'd make one and share it with you. So when you get this thing, you get 3 boxes. One has this housing and the container. It also has all the hardware and manual inside here, and inside here you will find this the 3 legs. The other box, which is very well packed and protected, has a motor housing and the fan, and you're gonna get another box that has the filter. Now this is made in the USA, and comes back with nice recyclable stuff. You get a warranty, and again, did I mention it's made in the USA? Yes. Everything is bags with proper labels. There's no like Google translation stuff going on here. Again, did I mention made in the US? Everything is properly labeled, where it goes, and I already opened this one bag. The owner manuals is very easy to read, very comprehensible instructions and extra information, but you don't need this because this is why I'm making this video. What you're gonna need, or what I think I'm gonna need, because I did look at the manual, and so I have a 7/16 socket and a 1/2-inch socket. I'm using a screwdriver style for it. This I don't even know what this tool is called, but this I'm going to use to tie this, guys, if need be. A knife that is going to be used, or a pair of scissors that is, to cut this gasket. Have a couple screwdrivers, a flat one and a Phillips. I'm not sure that I need it. And I have a square 1/4 inch file, which does not suggest it on the instructions, but I'll tell you why. For that matter, that's the first thing we're gonna do. So the first thing that you need to do is install the legs and the casters to it, and for that, these are the casters. These are the 3 screws that go on the top. This one, these are the 3. So these are 7/8. These are 1/2 inch. The legs have 2 holes, and even though they say the one 3.5 inches goes to the top, it's pretty self-explanatory because it just won't work the other way. But so what they suggest is that this bolts right here go in here, so there's 3 holes in here. So what they suggest is that you put the bolt through, and as you can see, that's in gold the way through, and it spins. And their suggestion is that you put the bolt through, you put the leg, and then without using the washer, use this nut to force the square part of this bolt through this round hole. Having said that, my impression is that as you're trying to do that, because there was no way to hold it from this end, this might spin, and you might wind up making a bigger round hole rather than a square one. And the whole secret behind this thing, and I read reviews, and there are like both great reviews where everybody's happy, and the ones where people have a problem with leaks. And I think it's got to do with people not paying attention. I mean, the secret to this is that it's tight, so pay attention as you do things, that you're not leaving air gaps anywhere, or that you're not twisting things so it doesn't seal properly. That's my opinion. But anyways, let's see how difficult it is to get the. So basically, I'm using a square file. I'm not going to do this because I'm going to create a round hole, so I have to go in and out straight until, because I can turn it, is a little harder to do, but I don't think it's going to take much. So that's the 5th time I do it. One more time. Not there yet. Again, I'm just ramming the thing in and then pulling it out. Unfortunately, if you spin it, it's not going to work. That's almost in. My guess is that it has to go up to about the halfway mark. It grabs pretty good. Again, this is, sorry about all the banging, this is my idea, not part of. There we have it. So, I'll do the other ones. See, that one took like 4. It's usually better the second time around when you build stuff, isn't it? There we go. So now, let's start with 3/2 inch. Man, I'm just banging stuff around. So this will go that way. No, that way. That's the way you want it. So your bottom is straight. Just gonna leave this loose, finger tight, and then finish up with another straight. Everything lines up good. And 3. Cross straight in. Sockets. Sure this line up straight. Swap 1/2 inch from 7/16 to 7/16, I should say. See, I think by making a square, there is no spinning or nothing. It just ties very nicely. There you have it. Now we are going to flip this and put the casters on. Okay, she's mobile. That's the first step. Okay, next you'll need a table saw. No, sorry, not a table saw. I keep moving stuff around because the sunlight keeps creeping wherever I am, and you can't see stuff properly in the video. But anyways, from the Drum Hardware casters bag, 6 nuts, 6 bolts, 6 rubber washers, and 6 metal washers. From the gasket and components bag, these 2 guys, the 2 plastic nuts corresponding to it, and 2 rubber gasket, and 3 casters. Now the casters have 4 holes, and there is 3 of them, and you only got 6 screws. So the casters will have diagonal 2 bolts. Not this way, not this way, diagonally. Okay, so first we're going to do this, guys. One of these goes right here, and the other one will go right here. This part facing out, rubber washer in the inside. So let's start with this guy. Fit this through. And see you position this. I'm not sure you can see this or not, but I'm sure you know how to put in that. Now make sure, my guess is whenever they give you a rubber washer, it's because they don't want leaks. So I think I'm going to grab this guy there. If it fits. Make sure that's tight. Next, in this case, their suggestion is to jam a screwdriver in there. That locks the thing, and then you can turn from the other end. Tie that up. There we go. Next, so let's put the casters into the container. 2 of each. I keep referring as to 7, 8.5 inch. When I say that, I'm referring to the head. The actual bolt is like 1/4 of an inch, just in case. I don't want to confuse you. But in this, you put this hole to match that, and if you see that this is straight, square like now, like, because it will fit in different positions, but that's the correct place. Bolt from this side. Actually, I should have put all of them because it seems to stay. But whatever, let's just go this way. 2 rubber washers, 2 metal washers. You know, metal washers are stamped. If you look at them, they have a rounded edge on one side and a sharp one on the other. In this case, it doesn't make a difference because it's squeezing rubber, but I always put them with the rounded part to the outside, because if it into metal, because it's sharp on the other side from the stamping, it'll actually grab better. Just a tip. I'm not sure that I'm saying. It's a theory that I have. Anyways, that's that part is that. I believe next we put a bag. I read about people struggling with this part, so this is my first time trying it. Just gonna hang all 3 of them. See all the way around. It's not the easiest, but it's not extremely hard either. So next, I believe we have to install the motor. So from the motor attachment hardware, there is this bag. It has 8 clips on it, and the motor housing has 6 holes, and it means that 2 of this you do not need. And this, guys, will install with this neck part downwards. They will go into here. Obviously, I'm not that guy that rehearses the stuff, before making videos. When in doubt, bang it in. I got all the clips in. I used my trusty mallet to bang all of them in. And now we're going to do 2 things. One will be connect this hose to this fittings. Make sure it goes all the way in. And where did I leave my other one? There she is. And if you find any of this a bit tedious, I'd like to let you know that the beauty of having to put something together like this yourself is that it was put together right, if you did it right, that is. And you also get to understand how things work, so you don't over-respect or break them. For example, when I got that bandsaw, I was not able to get my blade to track straight no matter what I did, only to find out like 2 months into that the 4 bolts to hold the wheel on the top where the blade runs through were loose, were never tightened properly, so that whole wheel was moving. But anyways, so and next we're going to put this gasket. This gasket goes on the motor housing all the way around, as closest to the edge as possible. You have to work it in and make sure this is clean if you have any dust, so it sticks better. And it has to seal all the way around, like this one. See that seal over there? And if you're not confident that you can nail that, the other trick is to cut this end at 45, and then when you come around, cut the other end at 45. So the cut line goes across like this, so even if you didn't do it perfect, when you squeeze, this is gonna expand and close whatever gap you leave in. So that's my advice But anyways, let's try this part. Yeah, well, I cut my nails like 2 days ago. My guess is that if I'm not recording this, I would have probably nailed it the first try. But because we are recording, it's gotta become difficult. Take your time with this. It's not a race. And try not to stretch it either. I'm using my thumb along the edge to kind of guide it and press in with this one as I go. That's the second time I do that. Yeah, I will definitely not make a very good influencer, but again, I don't care for influencing anything. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make a good seal. Now, before you do that part, I suggest that you loosen up this, all 6 of them, just in case you have any discrepancy from, see this movement here, I already loosened them up a bit, just a touch, but just so you're able to move this. And I'm assuming if you're gonna have this facing your way, wherever you put it, you're gonna want to try to have the switch facing you, unless you want the switch in the back, because it also has the plug comes off it. But let's just try this part. I think I'm good with that. Just have to line it up. That will bring me to this bag, motor attachment hardware. I got all the bolts tied up. Now for the filter that I keep kicking around and dropping. So here are your filter attachments, which consist of 4 washers, 4 nuts, and this cup that goes here. And grab a couple of this. Wait. And since my screwdriver thing will not fit there, we are gonna need 7/8. I gauge how much I tied each one by how much is sticking out the top here. Not that it makes any difference, but we're done. So, will it work? Yeah, made in the USA, baby. There you have it. If you made it this far, I thank you for being here. There's no guilt trip about, hey, subscribe here, press over there, and blah, blah, blah. What I do ask you, though, is be a good troll. If you see a video where somebody took their time and did something good, give them a compliment. If you find a small channel that puts out good content, subscribe to them. Anyways, have a good one. I'll do a review soon of this guy, but I gotta make some dust first. I'll catch you then. Take care.